All right, let's get right into it. The world of trading, it's exciting, right? It's fast, the feedback is instant, and that rush from a winning trade, there's nothing like it. But there's a really, really fine line between that healthy excitement and a dangerous obsession. Today, we're going to talk about what happens when chasing that thrill becomes the real goal, and more importantly, how you can make sure you're always the one in control. This slide just lays it all out perfectly. Look at this. On one side, you've got the professional. What are they focused on? Execution, discipline, consistency. For them, it is a business, plain and simple. But on the other side, well, that's the addicted trader. They're chasing something completely different. It's the rush, the excitement, the pure gamble of it all. See the difference? One is running a business. The other is basically just buying a very expensive lottery ticket over and over again. And that brings us right to the core of the issue. What is trading addiction? It's that moment, that critical shift, when your decisions stop being driven by a logical business plan and start being driven by your need for an emotional kick. You're not really analyzing the market anymore. You're just hunting for your next dopamine hit.
So how do you know? How can you tell if you're starting to drift into that dangerous territory? This next part is a bit of a self-check. And look, it only works if you're honest with yourself. As we go through these signs, I really want you to think about your own trading habits.
So let's be real for a second. As I go through this list, just ask yourself, does this sound like me, even a tiny bit? Because just recognizing the pattern, that's the huge first step to getting things back on track. Okay, first up, feeling that constant urge to be in a trade, even when your specific, pre-planned setup isn't there. That's a classic. It means you're trading out of boredom, not real opportunity. Next, increasing your position size right after a loss. The infamous revenge trade, right? Trying to win it all back in one shot. And finally, continuing to trade even after you've already hit your daily profit goal. A pro shuts it down. They take the win. But for an addict, the profit isn't the point anymore. The action is. You're chasing the feeling, not the financial result.
And the signs can get even more personal, more psychological. Are you maybe hiding trades from your spouse or your partner? That's a huge red flag. Do you feel, restless or even angry when you're not in the market? And this last one is so important. Do you treat your losses like they're personal attacks? When a losing trade feels like an insult, that means your ego is driving the bus, not your strategy.
Ignoring these signs doesn't just slow down your progress, it actively leads to destruction. So let's talk about the very real, very high costs of letting this addiction take the wheel.
It creates this really nasty, vicious cycle. It starts with overtrading, just taking random shots. Of course, that leads to losses, which then triggers the revenge trading. And to get your money back, what do? You escalate your risk, way beyond your plan. And all that constant stress leads to one place, total emotional burnout. Each one of these just feeds the next, creating a downward spiral that is incredibly hard to pull out of.
And a spiral like that, it has only one final destination: account destruction. Blowing up a balance that might have taken you months or even years to build. This right here, this is the ultimate catastrophic price you pay for trading for the thrill instead of for profit. Okay, I know that was heavy, but here's the good news. This is all completely avoidable. And now, we're going to build a framework for taking back control. I want you to think of this section as your personal toolkit for trading like a professional.
This 6-step defense system is basically your armor. First, set hard, non-negotiable limits on your daily trades and your maximum loss. This is your circuit breaker. Second, journal everything. I don't just mean the numbers. Write down your emotional state, the why behind your entry, and your exit. It turns a simple diary into a powerful, data-driven tool for improvement. Third, schedule breaks. Seriously, step away from the screen. The market will still be there tomorrow, I promise. Fourth, separate trading from your life. Have hobbies. See your friends. Your identity is not defined by your last trade. Fifth, and this is the big one, if your specific setup is not there, you do nothing. Patience is a position too. And finally, find someone who can hold you accountable. A mentor, a friend, someone who can call you out when you need it. This structure isn't about restriction. It's what keeps you in the game.
Ultimately, all those tools we just talked about, they all serve one single purpose: to help you make that essential mindset shift, to go from chasing thrills to embracing discipline, because that is the real foundation of long-term success in this game. Now, this might sound a little backward, but it is absolutely true. The rules, the limits, the discipline, they don't trap you. They do the opposite. They free you from making those impulsive, emotional, account-destroying decisions. Real freedom is having the control to walk away and protect your capital so you can trade another day.
And this really brings us to the most crucial point of all. Success isn't measured by how many trades you take. It's measured by the quality of your execution. One single, well-executed trade that followed your plan is worth 100 impulsive clicks. Always, always focus on quality over quantity.
So, we're left with one final question to think about. I want you to look at your habits, your mindset, your results, and be really honest with yourself. Are you methodically building a trading business, or are you just paying a very, very high price for a few moments of entertainment? The choice is and always will be yours.